Good Wednesday evening to our followers online. This is Daniel Crawley with an update as we hit 7:30 on Wednesday evening. Just want to kind of go over what we're going to be looking at for the next few days. And we prepared you for this a few days ago about the next Arctic blast that's coming into the region, and everything is still going as planned as far as that goes. Today was a great day. We had temperatures into the 50s, mid to upper 50s across the region, and I hope you enjoyed it because that's going to be the end of that for quite a while. We are heading into a very cold, probably next 1 to 2 weeks, quite honestly, and we hope you're ready for it. It's getting to the middle of February. Sun angle is starting to increase a little bit, which means the weather gradually gets warmer. But we're not going to see that, that's for sure. It's going to really get cold, and it's going to be our coldest extended stretch in the entire winter across the North Carolina mountains, foothills, and western Piedmont. Again, look at it on the map. The green here are temperatures in the 40s at 7:30. We'll pull up some numbers here right quick. We have 49 at Hickory, 51 still in the 50s, hanging on there in Shelby. Temperatures up into the mountains are in the 30s. They even got up into the 40s to around 50 today. So all in all, not a bad day for the 11th of February. I'm going to zoom out a little bit looking at the map, and I'll cut off the numbers here right quick. You can see the impending Arctic blast that's coming, originating from parts of Canada and northern North America, and it is making its way toward the U.S. You got temperatures that are below zero in the far northern tier of the U.S. They're in Minnesota, North Dakota, and it's just quickly moving to the southeast, and that will continue to come down through the Midwest, Ohio Valley, and into the eastern part of the U.S. as we head into later tomorrow and into Friday. And there's nothing that's going to hold it back, folks. So it's not going to be a glancing blow. We're going to take a pretty good shot. We'll take this first shot late tomorrow and into Friday, and then there will be an even second, stronger shot of cold air that's coming in late on Saturday into Sunday that could very well give us our coldest temperatures of the entire year. We'll kind of go into that, looking at the modeling a little bit. And this is on the GFS, and we feel like this is a pretty good depiction of what we think is going to happen. This is at 1 o'clock tomorrow. If you look at the map, you have 20s are in the mountains. Mountain temperatures are probably going to occur around midnight tonight, and they will hold steady, then start falling, probably starting in the morning hours to around lunchtime. Temperatures in the foothills for Marion and Morganton and even Hickory may occur around lunch. We're thinking a high of maybe 40. Then as we head into the latter part of the afternoon, it'll start dropping. And even for our folks in the Shelby area, you might get up into the low to potentially mid 40s. But late in the day, temperatures even in that region will be starting to drop. As we head through the overnight, we'll go into Friday morning. Temperatures are going to drop quickly. I think we're going to go down into the teens across most of the area east of the mountains tomorrow night, probably mid to upper teens, mid teens. The farther north you are, places like Patterson, Ashford North Cove, uh, and probably 18, 19 degrees in the Hickory area. And we may get down to about 20 or so in the far southern reaches of our viewing area. But all in all, it's going to be a drastic change. Friday, temperatures are going to rebound just a little bit, but not a lot. We're probably going to get up into the mid 30s east of the mountains. We'll stay below freezing for our folks in northern McDowell and northwest Burke County, places like Jonas Ridge and Little Switzerland. Saturday, we might have a brief warm up, and just looking again at Saturday morning. Saturday morning is also going to be in the teens to around 20. Lower teens, maybe some single digits in some of the northern mountain areas of Avery and Mitchell and Watauga County. Saturday, brief warm up. We might get up into the 40s. The timing on the coldest of air that's coming in has kind of delayed itself, maybe 6 hours, and that might be just enough to give you a decent Saturday across the region. Temperatures in the 40s. If it comes in a little bit quicker, temperatures may hold in the 30s, but right now we're going to go for low 40s or so probably for Saturday. So that's kind of been maybe the one change as far as in the short term. The coldest of air is being delayed by maybe 6 or 8 hours. But all in all, it's not going to be that big of a difference. The bottom just drops out as we head into Sunday night. And you can see here on the model, widespread single digits to around 10 above for the foothills. Even areas like Shelby and Kings Mountain, you're probably going to be at about 12 or 13 degrees. Uh, with those temperatures, including the wind, you're going to have wind chills that are probably going to fall below zero for a period of time on Sunday morning. Wouldn't be at all surprised to see some wind chill advisories issued for our foothills and maybe even Cleveland County. You get up in the mountains, it's going to be brutal, folks. We're talking about temperatures single digits to around zero. Highest peaks are probably going to be below zero. And again, that's the actual temperature. Wind chills 10, 15, 20 below. And on some of them higher peaks like Grandfather and Beach and Sugar, oh, there's no telling. We're probably going to have wind chills that are going to be approaching 30 or more below. And that's brutal, folks. That's the type of stuff you don't need to be out in. And, we kind of gave you the heads up on Monday to be ready for this, to give you a little time here the last couple of days to get all your precautions and get everything in order. And we're hoping now that you're ready for what looks to be an extended period of cold air. And just looking at the model data, and this is the thing that concerns me the most about this, it's going to be an extended period of cold, maybe not real cold, like, for example, on Sunday. But I think if you take the models and what we've been looking at, if you extrapolate it out 7, 10, maybe even 14 days, there are going to be repeated shots of cold air. There may be a day or so of moderation in between these really cold shots, but overall it's going to be really, really cold. It's going to be below normal by a good mark, and it's just something we've not seen yet this winter, and we're hoping that you are prepared for it. Of course, we're still here in the middle part of February. Things like this can happen, but this is your time to be ready and be prepared for this extended cold snap. Temperatures on Sunday, going to be the coldest day of the year if the models are correct here, and we feel that this is pretty accurate. Going to stay in the 20s across the foothills and even in the Shelby area, in the southwestern Piedmont mountains and our northern parts of McDowell, Burke, and Caldwell counties can very well stay in the teens on Sunday. And those wind chill temperatures, when you include that, are probably going to be around or maybe at zero. Wind chills probably going to be in the single digits to teens across the foothills. The wind may try to lay some as we head into Sunday across that region east of the mountains, but all in all, it's still going to be very brutal. And Monday morning will also be cold. There's probably going to be widespread teens and some single digits across the region. Now, and here's the interesting part, and we're starting to look at this a little bit. We told you about this cold air a couple days ago that was coming in, and if you remember back, I was looking at the map at 500 millibars, which is about 12,000 feet up into the atmosphere. That's the area of the atmosphere that kind of steers the weather pattern. And, as I mentioned a few days ago, one reason why I thought the cold air was really coming down is, number one, we're going to have great hot falls coming straight out of the Arctic and out of northern Canada, and it's dropping straight down into the eastern U.S. And you can see right here, looking at the map, it's doing that. Also, the western North American ridge that a couple of days ago we saw and was going to see it was going to develop, that's remained firm and it's holding pretty tough. The one thing that has changed a little bit that really has our attention, we think it's really interesting, is the western ridge, which I thought earlier in the week that would break down as we head into Monday and would allow this air to move eastward and would allow Pacific air to try to take over the country. That's changed a little bit. We're seeing more and more of a signature of a western ridge that's going to try to remain persistent. It's going to shift maybe a little bit off the west coast, but all in all, that western North American ridge is going to hold together. That's going to keep the cold air in longer. And once we start getting into the Monday time frame, and I'm going to pull this out to 120 hours on the map, you start seeing that the trough, instead of it being as sharp from north to south, it starts to broaden out, and on the base of the trough, it starts to flatten out a little bit. And that is a sign that you could start getting energy from the northern stream to dive south far enough to where it can tap into a little bit of moisture. and we are slowly but surely seeing that on the models. And we don't want to say much about it right now, but there are some things that look really interesting to us as we head into the late Monday, Tuesday, and probably would extend it into Wednesday time frame of next week. I'm sure if if you're on social media, you've probably seen some comments about potential winter weather, snow or ice. It's way too early to say anything about that, but the fact that we have the flow across the southern tier of the U.S. is starting to turn out of the west-southwest a little bit, and I'll pull this up to Monday evening. When you see the flow start to broaden out like that, you have a tall ridge over the western part of North America, and you have all of this cold air in place, and we're going to have it in place. It starts sending off some bells, some signals that something could be brewing. Again, we don't want to speculate and make any detailed calls on anything right now because we're too far out. And quite honestly, I think it's going to be into the weekend before we could see something try to be solid as far as a potential forecast for next week. So we just wanted to kind of get the word out to you. And the best thing for you to do after the cold air is already established and in place, we're going to have a better feel, the Burke Weather crew, as far as our forecast, and we're going to have a better feel on what we think might happen early next week. So you need to stay with us. Check us out on burkeweather.org. Check us out on our Facebook pages and on Twitter. And we'll definitely be putting out some more video updates, I would think, especially as we head into this weekend. So just keep your eye on that. But before that, we got some really cold air coming, and it's going to be the coldest of the year. So I hope you're ready, and it's going to be a very cold next several days. And again, as we head into next week, we're going to be keeping our eyes on some stuff that may be trying to come out of the southern stream. But that's it for tonight. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give us some feedback. Let us know what you think. Once again, check us out, burkeweather.org, for your detailed forecast information. We'll be updating that here a little bit later this evening. And check us out on Facebook, McDowell Weather, Burke Weather, Caldwell, Cleveland County Weather, which we're going to be adding. We'll be going full service with them on March 1st. Also, our folks in Catawba County, check them out as well on Facebook. And check us out on Twitter and on YouTube. So all in all, get ready for the cold that's coming. And then after we get through the weekend, we'll look at what might be coming next week.